Good morning, everyone. So today I'm going to start uh, this week with discussing about precision nutrition, right? And how the current nutrition interventions, right, are lacking in multiple aspects of our health, right? And before that, we let us deep dive into basics. We all know that. Uh, uh, Tens of thousands and millions of people are suffering from chronic diseases, whether it is type 2 diabetes, obesity, cardiovascular disease, cancer, skin issues, autoimmune disorders, uh, brain health issues, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, autism, and these are a number of issues, people are dealing with, and we still feel it's a mystery, right? We do not know why we have developed them, and we just end up managing those diseases. So it may be, these diseases may be coined as lifestyle disorders, and we have been told that, okay, we can't do anything about it, let us manage them, let us suppress the symptoms, right? So that's a basic, but eventually this is all you know uh, 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 an assumption, right? And a thought, that we cannot reverse them, or it's we can just manage them, right? So there is an entire you know flow of the biological dysregulation inside the body, which makes us develop these diseases, right? And the 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 biggest flaw is that we don't have any such interventions up till now which can understand the pathogenic process involved in these diseases, right? And we wait for symptoms to appear till the time damage has been done, and then we try to manage those symptoms, right? So to manage those symptoms, probably there are certain nutrition interventions, right? And all these nutrition interventions are generally based on one basic premise, that we all react to the food in the same way, right? Whether someone is recommending a high protein diet, a ketosis, a low carb diet, a calorie deficit diet, calorie counting, quantification of calories. There are a number of such jargons being used, right? These are all based on premise that food is only about macronutrients, right? It's only about protein, carbs, and fats, right? But uh, it is actually much, much more than that, right? And you know, to understand this, it is important to understand that food ontology, or the food ecosystem, is this sack of 25,000 plus molecules, right? And these molecules in food substrates is something which our body understands, right? We may eat egg, we may eat spinach, we may eat broccoli, for us it is food, but for your body, for your cells, for your genes, for your microbiome, and these foods are in a package of you know multiple molecules, right? So essentially, it is important to understand how each of these molecules interact with your microbiome, since 99% of the genes that are expressed in the body belong to your microbiome, 57% of cells inside our body belong to this microbiome, right? So that is really, really important to understand, right? So there are, conflicting nutrition interventions. Someone would say, juices are good. Someone will say juices are bad. Someone will say egg is good. Someone will say egg is bad. Someone will say, have high fat diet, high ketosis. Someone will say have high protein diet, right? And these all are based on, you know, population studies, or research. These all research are based on population studies, which assume that all people react to the food in the same way, which is wrong, right? So we all are not average human being. Everyone responds to stimulus, food, stress, environment in a different way. So what if you say that spinach is really, really healthy, right? What if spinach can cause kidney stones, right? So essentially, uh, spinach has iron, magnesium, vitamin B12, a lot of these beneficial things, but it also have oxalate. So if your microbiome cannot neutralize oxalate, right, spinach is really harmful. What about avocados, right? So if you talk of avocados, right, if your microbiome is producing a lot of uric acid, avocados are really, really harmful, right? Similarly, niacin vitamin B3 supplement, if you have a high uric acid, right, it is really harmful, right? If you're taking consuming a lot of eggs, right, uh, assuming eggs have lecithin, right? Again, if eggs has a lot of essential amino acids, but it also have lecithin, right? So if your microbiome is is if you have certain microbes active in your gut which can metabolize that lecithin into TMA, which can go into liver and convert into TMAO, which is an independent risk factor for cardiovascular disease, right? So these are few of the examples. Similarly, foods high in phyllines such as almonds, pistachios, turkey, chicken, right? A lot of these, uh, if your microbiome have certain microbes, certain popular bacteria active, which are actually metabolizing phylline into, PAG, phenyl acetylglutamine, it is again a different risk factor for cardiovascular disease, right? So so there are multiple such examples which we really need to understand, right? That food is again a sack of various molecules. How these molecules interact with your microbiome is really, really important, right? So again, a high protein diet may be good for a high protein diet have a determinant impact on various biological functions depending upon how your microbiome interacts with these amino acids, or how your microbiome. So if you have certain microbes active in your gut, they can ferment these proteins which are reaching the colon and synthesize into various harmful things such as pyrrolizine, precursor, methane, hydrogen sulfide, and number of these TMAO, a number of these things which are really, really harmful for your health, which can cause autoimmune issues, right? So first thing is the basic of nutrition is measuring your chemistry at a molecular level. You know what is going on inside your body. What happens when you consume a particular food, how these molecules interact with your microbiome and what they are being converted into. So let me share certain examples with you on this. Just a second. If you see here, for instance, just sharing few examples. Spinach or shared. So garlic, right? Garlic is really beneficial. It has resistant starch. It can improve your blood pressure situations, but it also has sulfur-containing amino acids, cysteine. So if your microbiome is expressing certain genes which are leading to production of high sulfide gas, garlic is really, really harmful, right? So how do we make sure that we get the resistance starch? So probably we have to replace this with some other food which provide resistance starch, but which does not have cysteine. For it can be garlic extract, it can be inulin-linked fructans, right? Or dandelion root extract, right? Similarly, broccoli is high in flavonoid glucosidates, which is really beneficial, which are antioxidants. But broccoli is high in sulfate. So if your microbiome is really, really, there's a high sulfide gas production being produced by your gut microbiome. So broccoli is really harmful. Right? Similarly, pistachios. So pistachios are really great for biotin production, for improving your energy efficiency because it has CoQ10, it has magnesium, right? It can also help in repairing your mitochondria. But if you have high methane gas production or high threonine metabolism, right? Uh, Again, pistachio may be harmful, so you may look at replacing pistachios with CoQ10 or blueberry extract. So these are few examples which can help us, determine what specific food substances are good or bad for us, right? So this is where we come in. So how do we arrive at food recommendations, right? So we take your biological sample, right, which contains, millions of molecular information, right? We use our genes expression sequencing, microbial genes expression sequencing to actually measure to collect all these molecular data, and then we measure your chemistry using our cloud computing bioinformatics algorithm, right, which converts all this, molecular information into 100,000 genes expression data point, right? Again, our machine learned mathematical model converts these gene expression data points into 50 plus metabolic and biological pathways, right? So we have two ways we look at it. One is we have built an diabetes prediction model where we can not only tell you the risk of developing type 2 diabetes, but we can also tell you the give you a predictive response, predictive insulin response to 320 plus foods. So in other words, you can learn whether a particular food is going to spike by insulin or not even before you consume it. Right? Then we have other biological pathways where we tell you your biotech production, your ammonia production, your oxide production, your bile acid production, your pit cell production, your pre-sol production, right? Your indoxal sulfate, right? The number of such biological pathways we look at, then we actually map these with various these food molecules and substances to determine okay what food you should consume more of, what food you should enjoy, what food you should moderate, what food you should avoid. Similarly, these pathways also drive your supplement interventions like what vitamins in what quantity you need, what minerals in what quantity you need, what antioxidants you need, what food extracts you need, what adaptogens you need, what prebiotics probiotics you need, right? So again, think food beyond protein, carbs, and fats. Think food as an bouquet of various molecules, and how understanding how these molecules interact with your microbiome is the key to determine what food is right for you right now. Right. Similarly, the food which is right for you right now may not be good after 3 months, or food which is bad for you right now may be good after 3 months, depending upon because when you start consuming these foods, these molecules, right? Your microbiome interacts with your microbiome, the ecosystem of the microbiome, the function of the microbiome changes. So a food which is good for you right now may be bad, right? A food which is good for your wife may not be good for you. A food which is good for your colleague may not be good for you, right? So it's all very, very personalized. So, that is what we are actually focusing on. We are focusing on precision nutrition, right? So if you have any questions on how do we uh, arrive at precision nutrition, how do we personalize food as medicine to help you, regulate your biology and overcome a number of, chronic health conditions, chronic disease conditions, please feel free to reach out to us. That's it for today. Thank you very much.